Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Sim500 Transervice Truck Series here on the Ghost Fire Media Network.
You're watching iRacing on the Ghost Fire Media Network.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting night of racing in the Sim500 Transervice Truck Series. It's Randy Pepper alongside Nick Adams, and we are at Talladega International Speedway, Superspeedway, I guess that is. Nick, what do you think?
I'm just really glad we're in Talladega this week, Randy Pepper, and not in Daytona, because if we were in Daytona right about now, we'd be getting washed away.
We would get blown away because I can tell you what, I'm actually in Daytona Beach for anybody that's watching.
Yeah,
this.
Randy Pepper calls these, I call them from the booth at the track. Randy Pepper calls these races remotely.
Remotely from the Attic Studios here in Daytona Beach, Florida, actually Ormond Beach. I'm just about 7 miles from the world center of racing. And I will tell you this, it is a very stormy, windy night. Wow, what the heck happened here? We had a big blowout there.
Big blowout.
But anyways, I will tell you this, folks, if anybody wants to know what it's like to be in the middle of a hurricane, well, Hurricane Ian is probably 100 miles from me right now. And if I disappeared during this race, I apologize. I have nothing to do with Florida Power and Light.
Randy's
and I've already heard,
big baby.
Hey, no, I just heard we've had transformers blowing up all over the place, so mine just hadn't blown yet.
Randy, we get ready tonight with 6 races to go this season and 6 races to go in our partnership with Sim500.
Yes.
And there'll be conversations and announcements here very soon about what we're going to do as GFM next year, going into 2023, and what me and Randy Pepper specifically will be doing. Keep an eye on that. But, Randy, I'm excited. I'm excited that the next 6 races, we get to end our partnership with Sim500 for this year with a bang. The 12 drivers that are fighting for this championship are going to make this fun. Richard Beasley in the Tide Ride, Chad Coleman in the number 38, Tyler Dalton in the 19, Daniel Falkingham in the 40 in the 39.
What did you say, 49?
Justin Fuller in the 51, Hamish Gallagher in the 22, Ryan Howard in the 33, Mike Kelly in the 2, Pedro Mojica in the 58, Derek Myers in the 23, Scott Simley in the 12, and Richard Swavely in the 32. I am more stoked about what we are going to see these next 12 races. Sorry, these next 6 races. And specifically the next 3 races with these 12 guys fighting to cut this field in half from 12 to 6. And it begins tonight at the world's biggest, fastest, first ever Superspeedway.
first ever super speedway? Daytona was that.
Talladega. No, Talladega was. Talladega. No, Talladega was built in
1969.
Talladega was built in response
68.
to Daytona.
Yeah. I
Talladega
know. My
was-
dad
yeah.
actually put money up for it, so.
The Talladega Superspeedway. I mean, there's a tagline on the side of this racetrack that says, "This is Talladega," and it really encapsulates what racing is. And folks, because your broadcaster here is an idiot, we will not be able to see qualifying tonight. Due to a technical glitch, we'll be doing our ads during qualifying, and we will explain to you exactly where everybody is after qualifying, but your broadcaster is an idiot. Fair point, Randy?
Our producer is an idiot. Our broadcaster is not an idiot. Our broadcaster is sitting in his remote studio minding his own business. Our producer
Your producer,
is the idiot.
Your producer mouthed off to one of our cameramen, and he said, "I'm not doing qualifying tonight," and is refusing to do qualifying.
If you want to call it that.
So because of that, we don't have qualifying. What? Do we actually? Hold on. Do we have?
I don't know. I'm not so sure about that. We might have some qualifying. We might be able to see some of it.
No. No, I can't
No,
see any of it.
we
Nope.
don't.
Okay, I lied. All right, folks, we're going to take our first, and we're probably going to take our first and only commercial break of the evening because I'm excited for the next 60 minutes. Randy Pepper, we'll be right back here on the Ghost Fire Media Network.
Transervice has been a leader in the transportation and fleet maintenance industry for over 50 years. If you're a professional driver or technician looking for opportunities to be the best and work with the best, then we want you working at Transervice. Our current workforce includes over 1,000 drivers and technicians, managing over 24,000 pieces of equipment in over 120 regional and local facilities across North America and Puerto Rico, and we're getting larger all the time. Our corporate philosophy of trust, respect, and honesty has led to employees that have spent their entire career with Transervice. As with our employees, we have many customer relationships exceeding 20 years. You'll have the opportunity to learn and grow professionally in an environment that values and rewards excellence, with a variety of perks such as education support, recognition awards, career advancement opportunities, and more. A great work-life balance, a company built on values, recognition, and rewards for excellence. While our competitors offer jobs, Transervice offers you a career, not just a job. Contact us today.
This tree is going to look great here.
Did you call 811 to protect your underground utilities?
I can't wait to see these roses come up.
Dig, dig, dig! Wait, we forgot to call 811.
Before you dig, make sure you can. Call 811 to know what's below. It's up to all of us to protect the ones we love. If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on nc811.org or the NC811 app.
Back at Talladega Superspeedway, it's the Ghostfire Media Network broadcast of the Sim500 Transervice Truck Series with Tyler Dalton sitting on the pole with Tommy Ryan is out on the outside and Macklin third and EJ O'Rourke running fourth right now.
Randy,
So,
with
Nick.
our playoff drivers tonight, as we get in here to the warm-up before the big-time green flag drops, our playoff drivers have to watch a few things tonight, right? They got to stay out of trouble. They got to avoid the big one. You cannot,
absolutely.
in such a short three-race, you have 3 races here to get to the round of 6. You cannot afford to make a mistake in race 1. You cannot afford to make a mistake in race 2. And you dang sure can't afford to make a mistake in race 3. Race 1 is where you set your entire system up for the rest of this playoffs to get to the round of 6, to get to the championship 6, to get to that final race in Phoenix and try to battle for a championship. That's what this race sets up, is your push to get to the round of 6. If somebody gets caught up in somebody else's mess tonight, that's going to cause a whole heap of issues for them in the rest of this round of 12.
And we actually saw that last week, which we weren't expecting to see a lot of that, but we saw a lot of it happen last week. And we saw like Daniel Falkingham got mixed up in other people's stuff. Tommy Ryan got mixed up in some of the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that cost him a place here in the playoffs because it got caught in somebody else's stuff. Now, this race here is even more crucial that you really have to watch what's going on. You have to pay attention. When these guys go 3 wide, you got to think about that. Do I want to be in front of that or do I want to be in back of that? And how can I get around that? Because we know that Talladega isn't the easiest place to pass. You have to have help to pass. You're not going to just get out and move, by yourself. You got to have help. So this race is going to be a chess match, to say the least, for a lot of people.
I would definitely agree. And what we're going to talk about with that chess match is, well, listen, Randy, when you start a game of chess, you want to have your pieces in the right slots. Tonight, that right slot may be starting near the front. It may not be. It all depends. Tyler Dalton, championship contender and a championship favorite, starts in the pole. Tommy Ryan in second. Bryan Macklin third. EJ O'Rourke in fourth. Jeff Ryan in fifth. Ryan Howard sixth. Randy Yoakum seventh. Mike Kelly in eighth. Joey Katina in ninth. Justin Fuller back in 10th. In 11th, we have John Higman Jr. 12th, Ron Holyfield. Back in row 7, we're going to have Dwight Beverly and Richard Swavely. In row 8, going to be Craig Martin on the inside. Derek Myers to the outside. Row 9, John Eckhart the fourth on the inside. Scott Simley on the outside. Row 10, you're going to have Kevin Stone and Daniel Fuckingham. Back in row 11, Pedro Mojica and Chad Coleman. Row 12, Richard Peasley and Bentley Glazier. In row 13, you're going to have Charles Woods and Josh Parker. 17 is going to be Hamish Gallagher and Jimmy Colbin. Row 18 going to be Chris Sawyer, John Mustian Jr. Row 19 is going to be John Fowler and Doug Sigmund. Rounding out the field in row number 20. Is that right?
I believe so.
Yeah, row 20.
Close.
Brian Wertman and Jonathan Wiley.
You know, one thing I'm looking at this lineup, and one of the most surprising thing to me is how many playoff contenders we have in the middle of the pack.
I mean, look at this. Look at this shot right here. Daniel Falkenham, Pedro Mojica, Richard Beasley, Chad Coleman, all right there in shot for you. In 20th, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Then you move up just a little bit. Derek Myers in 16th. Scott Simley in 18th. I mean, you just look at these amount of playoff guys, these guys who need to have these good starts or a good finish, so to speak. And Richard Beasley in 14th, Justin Fuller in 10th. They're throughout the field in different locations, and it's going to be interesting to see as the evening goes along, as the night gets longer, as these guys go through the field a little bit more, where they end up. But Randy Pepper, we have coming up for you folks 88 laps of beaten, banging, hardcore super speedway racing here on the Ghost Fire Media Network. Tyler Dalton in the 19 on the outside, your pole sitter. Tommy Ryan on the inside, second position. The green flag waves. The round of 12 begins. The sprint to Phoenix is on, and we're 88 laps away from crowning a super speedway champion this year.
Side by side as they come off of turn number 2. With Ryan and Dalton side by side, and then as a host of others right behind them as they go down the Talladega super stretch. Tommy Ryan out front by just a nose, with Macklin gets a nose right underneath that truck to push him out there. But you got 3 wide behind them as they go into turn number 3. Behind them, I believe that is, Mike Kelly on the outside with Justin Fuller right behind him. You got Holyfield in the middle of that. Now they're looking 4 wide as Justin Fuller looks and thinks about it, but he thinks twice about it and leaves Mike Kelly all by himself on the outside. Kelly strung out to dry, and he'll fall back as a complete lap number 1 the first time around Talladega Super Speedway.
They're side by side into turn 1. Tyler Dalton leads the middle lane. Tommy Ryan has Brian Macklin and the VA811 tandem of trucks behind him, and it's a bunch of Chevys on that inside lane versus a bunch of Chevys on the outside lane. It's Chevrolet versus Chevrolet as we go down the backstretch. The first Ford is Justin Fuller in 7th. The first Toyota is Brian Macklin in 3rd. And right now through turns 3 and 4, we're about even. Tyler Dalton on the outside. Tommy Ryan on the inside, out of turns 3 and 4. Those 3 trucks on the outside get really close, giving each other nice little bumps there through the tri-oval. Tommy Ryan led lap number 1. Tyler Dalton's going to get a bonus point, lead lap number 2.
Dalton leads number 2 as he'll pull out by just a nose, and he'll drop down and fall in front of Tommy Ryan. Tommy Ryan's going to have to follow his toe around the track. They leave E.J. O'Rourke on the outside. E.J. O'Rourke is going to get a good push from behind from Ron Holyfield. Holyfield jumps up behind him, and look at this. Fuller has made some major moves. Now he's right up there running 6th, as now Fuller looks to the inside, but he'll duck back in there. Thought about trying to go 3 wide and make up a spot, but that was a smart move to duck back behind the Holyfield truck. Now he's trying to sniff on the outside, watching that 51 truck to see if he's going to make any moves. But he's not right yet. And you see another truck back there, the number 2, Mike Kelly. He's looked several times to try to make it 3 wide, but now he's tucked back in line as Dalton still leads the field on the bottom of the track as they go down off of turn number 2. Letting them breathe a little bit. Tyler Dalton brings them down the Talladega
3
Super
wide
Stretch
behind
again.
him. 3 wide now behind him, Randy. Look at that in the middle lane. They've got the 41 of E.J. O'Rourke, the 1 of Ron Holyfield. Those 2 trucks are the outside lane. They're 3 wide, and there are just 2 trucks on that outside lane. They've turned the outside lane into a backwards lane, and look at how far they've fallen from that middle pack.
They
That
have really
is crazy.
moved around a lot.
We got a couple blinkers in the middle of the field there, Randy. That could cause a lot of chaos at a super speedway. the 2 of Mike Kelly. He's had very consistent connection all season. Now in the round of 12, Mike Kelly might be from Florida. If he is, that might be part of the reason.
Could be, as Ryan leads the field, but they are side by side still for the top 8, 9, 10 positions, as Fuller is right behind him. Fuller has probably made more moves than anybody in this whole field. So Justin Fuller has found the air. As you look back behind him, you see Daniel Falkingham looking for a dance partner, but he hasn't found the partner quite yet, as Fuller challenges for that lead on the outside, trying to get around Macklin. Macklin leads him down the Talladega off of turn number 2 into the tri-oval, that is, and they go across the line. Macklin is going to lead that lap.
It's been 34 days since Justin Fuller has tasted victory lane here in the Sim500 Transervice Truck Series. That race 34 days ago was the Daytona Fall race. Justin Fuller was able, the Daytona Summer race, and Justin Fuller was able to put that vehicle in victory lane at Daytona just 3 weeks ago now. And Justin Fuller tonight looks to get his groove in, to get his mojo running again, and to get himself back up towards the front and winning races. Justin Fuller needs to get himself a good finish to begin the round of 12, and he wants to show that he is the king of super speedways here on Wednesday nights. He could be the only driver who could get that second win at Daytona or Talladega, or we could have another 2-time super speedway winner. Keep your eyes on. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? If I find him, hold on. Where is he?
Somewhere there.
Here he is. The 38 of Chad Coleman, our Talladega winner in the spring. Currently sitting back in P28. Keep an eye on him. Don't forget about him, folks. He's smart. He won here in the spring, was able to survive what we had, which was a crazy race, and able to get his first win of the season back then. Keep an eye on that 38 as the evening goes along. But back up at the front of the pack, Randy Pepper. 7 laps in, they're 3 wide for the lead. Daniel Falkingham is up there.
Where did he
they're
come
3
from?
wide, 4 wide behind him, 3 wide, 3 rows deep. You have the inside lane. They look from the middle to the top, from the middle to the bottom. Justin Fuller plays the Pied Piper roll. Gets down to the bottom, says, I don't want to be up here. He's got the 81 of Josh Parker on his outside. E.J. O'Rourke all the way to that 3rd lane on the outside. Mike Kelly joins the 3rd line. It's going to be 4 trucks versus about 24 trucks.
Unbelievable job by Daniel Falkingham to make
Justin
it all
Fuller,
the way there. Justin Fuller gets knocked out as he's pulling down to get out of it.
Justin Fuller has made the decision to get himself out of there. He knows how important it is to survive. That's how he won the Daytona race 34 days ago. He's making the smart decision. He sees it, Randy. It's a hornet's nest up front. There's a lot of guys who have a lot of things to lose tonight. Justin Fuller is one of them, and he is smart. He's finding Chad Coleman. He's finding the 38 of Coleman, the 10 of Richard Beasley, the 22 of Gallagher. He's going to sit back there and relax for the next 80 laps and make his point when it matters most, Randy. The last 10 laps of this race, expect that 51 to be up here along with those rest of those playoff guys. Right now, it's just not worth it. The risk outweighs the reward.
Absolutely. I think he was smart to get out of it as he saw things were getting a little dicey. The Hornet's Nest was definitely being rattled as you saw 3 wide with the pack that came out of nowhere from behind. With Daniel Falkingham leading that charge with him and the number 7 pulling along with him, and he's still right there behind him. So
Speaking of the number 7, we haven't spoke of the number 7 most this year because it's not the number 7's number. The number 7 is actually, I believe, let me take a look, I think it's the 7.
The 48?
The 7 is the 48 of John Fowler. So tonight, folks, when we call up the 48, we're actually talking about the 7 truck.
Yeah, that is unusual why we're seeing that. But yeah, that 7 we're seeing is it is actually the 48. It's being scored as the 48. So Fowler followed in tow with Daniel Falkingham, and the 2 of them kind of pushed their way through. Falkingham actually used quite a few other drivers as well. We had looked back. He was actually back 20
Started
seconds,
20th.
something like that. Yeah, but he'd fallen back maybe 20 seconds. and then kind of pulled his way, and out of nowhere made it almost look easy to make his way through the field.
Well, Daniel will be the
Parker.
first one to tell you he doesn't have any luck down here at these super speedways.
No.
And that's the thing. Tonight he needs to change that. He doesn't need to go win. He doesn't even need to finish second. He just needs to finish the race. You finish the race and you have a good night, you'll be in the top 10. Being up here in this pack right now between him and Tyler Dalton, to me that the risk outweighs the reward, and you see it with Ryan Howard, you see it with Mike Kelly, Scott Simley, Justin Fuller. Everybody else, the other 10 playoff guys, have said, hey, I'm getting out of this mess that's right here. I'm going to go sit maybe about halfway down the pack, halfway on the bottom of the racetrack, 3/4 of the way back in the pack, and just wait. I'm going to ride around. I'm going to chill out. I'm going to be calm. I'm going to do my thing for the next 75 laps and then make it known with 13 to go that here I come. This is my time.
Yep, absolutely. That's exactly what they are doing. These guys, if they just stay together, sit in the back, and run their race, they can, do the best they can. I mean, still, as long as they finish, they're not going to interrupt their points situation. They can race among themselves and let maybe Parker, Macklin, Ryan, Coleman, those guys who are not in the playoffs, let them go ahead and do what they're going to do.
Yeah, there's going to be guys that are willing, Randy, to put everything on the line 12 laps in because they've got nothing to lose. It's a super speedway. It's the epitome of anybody can and anybody will win this race. This isn't about talent. It's not about speed. It's about being smart. It's about using what you have between your ears and not the talent that you have to get yourself to the front. The best drivers in the world of super speedways may not have been the best drivers in the history of NASCAR, but those guys, minus Dale Earnhardt and Jeff Gordon, were some of the smartest people in the world that weren't the best drivers everywhere else.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly right.
And you can look at Ricky Stenhouse. He's just a perfect example of the real-life driver that's fantastic at super speedways. He's okay everywhere else, but he's not the best driver in the world. But you bring him to a super speedway, he's one of those guys. That's what you're going to look for tonight, is these guys who may not be the most talented. They may not go win at Atlanta. They may not go win at Watkins Glen. You may not talk about them. We might not mention Randy Yoakum inside the top 5 very often, but here at the super speedways, all 3 times this year, Randy Yoakum has been a name that we have consistently mentioned as being up near the front.
Yes, he's a very good plate racer. He knows how to get around a plate track and make moves, and that's exactly what he's doing right now. So Randy Yoakum is a force to be reckoned in the number 8. So we'll keep an eye on him, as well as John Higman Jr. He's another one that has done very well in plate racing as well. So we'll watch him.
Falkenham, keep an eye on him, though. Daniel just jumped out to the outside. Sorry to cut you off there, Randy, but Daniel jumped out to the outside there in the backstretch. I thought he might have been making the decision to get out of the top 12 there and go to the back, but he's got Mike Kelly, a fellow playoff driver, a fellow round the 12 guy right behind him. He's behind the 48 of John Fowler. He's just trying to cruise a little bit here. Maybe he's trying to think about when can I go up top, maybe get to the front. Maybe Daniel wants to lead a lap and then fall his happy butt to the back of the pack, but he's got to be careful here.
He has to be very careful. We've seen in the past that him and Mike Kelly work very well together. They aren't teammates, but they seem to work very well together, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now as Mike Kelly is tucked in behind that number 39 January 1st truck to try to help him out and get to the front. So we'll see how this all plays out as we see 3 wide again with Joey Katina on the outside. There, Coleman on the very outside. There's a 3 truck with the Fowler car, their Fowler truck, Katina and Coleman lining the outside groove. And I don't know if you want to be the outside or you want to be in the middle, where Daniel Falkingham is right now with Ryan and that number 3 of Tommy Ryan, excuse me, Ryan.
Oh, right now, Daniel Falkenham, Tyler Dalton, and Mike Kelly are giving me heart palpitations. They're in the middle.
That's me too.
2 of those 3 are in the middle. They are in,
especially with Ryan blinking out.
Yes, they are in the most dangerous spot on the track currently, which is in the middle. Daniel Falkenham jumps to the outside, leaves Mike Kelly on the middle lane. Daniel might have saw the blinking and said, I don't want to be behind that. I also may not want to lead this lane, but here I am, and look at that. Falkenham jumped to the outside. Everybody behind him left him there. He's just got the 54.
Coleman.
Joey Gattina, the 48, they both jumped down. The 1 jumped down. Here comes the 48 back to the outside. Daniel Falkenham is going to find his teammates, though. He's got to find Chad Coleman. He's got to find Pedro Mojica. He's got to go out there. He's going to find these guys. He needs Josh Parker to come up there with him. He needs Richard Beasley to come up there with him. He's got to find his teammates, those team name guys. He's got to get with them. If he can get with them, those guys will be in pretty good shape here throughout the evening.
Just a matter of time whether it happens or if it doesn't happen. And the bad thing is it's still 3 wide, and that is just not what you want around Talladega Speedway, Superspeedway, with just 17 laps down. I mean, things can get a little dicey. You get a lot of fatigue going on, especially when you're in the middle, because you're constantly hearing a spotted road. Clear high. Nope. High, car low, car high, car low. You keep hearing that constantly, and that fatigues your mind. So these guys down here in the middle, the riding guys, I don't know. I don't want to be them.
The weeks of super speedways is when the NASCAR drivers go out and do all their brain games. That's when they get their mind sharp. NASCAR racing, folks, if you're not a big NASCAR fan, if this is your way to get into this sport is by watching this type of stuff, let me explain a couple things to you because we got a little bit of time. We'll keep an eye on these battles. We'll comment on them when we see them. But NASCAR Super Speedway racing is like a game of chess, okay? It's not only about being able to survive 188 laps of 200-degree race car and not pass out, making sure you get your enough fluids in. You have to think constantly. This is not like Atlanta where when a guy goes past you and you sit there and you're 6 seconds behind the guy in front of you and 4 seconds ahead of the guy behind you where your mind can kind of go just a little bit. You can go, okay, this is what I got to do, but I can let my mind relax for a second. Talladega Super Speedway, Daytona International Speedway, now Atlanta Super Speedway. You cannot stop thinking for a second because you are inches from disaster, sometimes centimeters from disaster. You are playing with the wind. You are playing with aerodynamics. You are playing with a gas pedal under that right foot that is constantly going to have the back end of that truck off the ground when you got somebody behind you. There is not a second to stop and think, man, what do I do next here at Talladega? You just have to know. And that's why these guys, the NASCAR guys, do a lot of brain games the week before, the week of these Talladega and these Daytona races. They get their brains in just as good a shape as their bodies so they can come out here and they can make those decisions for 2.5 hours. Now, normal Joe Schmo who does iRacing might not be Daniel Falkenham as he's going for the road to pro, but normal Joe Schmo who comes out here might not do these brain games. 88 laps of this will 100% tire you out. Look at the 41 of E.J. O'Rourke. Where did he come from?
He was back there for a while. Now he's back up again.
No, he just went through 6 trucks in the middle of the pack there. That was insane, and now he's up the back bumper of the 39, and they're going to the front on the outside lane.
They're going to try. He's tried that outside groove a couple times, and it hasn't worked quite yet, but I'm still surprised the 2 Ryan guys are running nose to tail still, and they're still running competitively for that 3rd, sometimes 2nd place. It's depending on the lap and depending on where they're actually at during the track.
What did I just witness? My God. E.J. O'Rourke took helping out a friend to a whole new level. He went through the middle on 6 trucks all by himself, took that big run he had, brought himself up behind the 39. And now Daniel Falkenham down the backstretch here, 21 laps in.
Wow.
He's finally to the lead. He might jump to the bottom here to try to save that. Or Daniel Falkenham, if he's smart, there he goes, right to the bottom. E.J. O'Rourke tried to come with him. E.J. is going to take the middle. E.J. is going to try to take the 3 and the 99 with him. He might take the Ryans to the front. E.J. O'Rourke on the outside, coming through the trial, although Daniel Falkenham started back in 20th position. It's taken him 21 laps, but the regular season champion gets that all-important bonus point here at Talladega for leading a lap.
Yes, he did. It's the first time we've seen a 3-truck breakaway with him leading over Macklin and Dalton, and then now it's a 4-truck breakaway, as now they've actually got the 8 of Randy Yoakum, running all nose to tail, and Yoakum decides to jump out and try to make a position on that outside.
Yeah,
he's going to try to come up there. He's got EJ all over the back bumper. I'm going to take that Virginia 811 truck, trying to take it to the front of the pack. Here comes the outside. They're going to be side by side as they come off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Here they go. Randy Yoakum. Is he going to lead a lap? Who knows?
The 8 truck. He's going to take the lead across the start-finish line. EJ O'Rourke is hot. EJ O'Rourke is hot. You can see the steam coming out from the right-hand side of that machine. He's hot. He had to get off the back bumper and get out of the draft. He needed air on that truck. Look at how far he fell back. He didn't want to blow it up. The 8 led a lap, but then he lost his drafting partner. And look at how much that allowed Daniel Falkenham and Brian Macklin to pull away.
Not so sure that EJ O'Rourke may be the strongest truck in the whole field right now. That truck is definitely on fire right now.
Yeah,
but
he definitely pushed himself to the limits. You can see all the water leaving that machine down the backstretch, flying out that little exhaust vent on the right-hand side of the hood. My goodness, though, EJ O'Rourke with a huge push on the 8, and the 3 VA811 trucks on the outside lane. Look at that sponsorship moment for VA811.
That's the sponsor's dream right there. You got 3 trucks that are
all 5 of your trucks are in
your
shot.
Yeah, you got 3 of them right there, and actually, 5
all
right there.
All 5 of them are right in the same shot. That right there, that's what we call, folks, good sponsorship placement. You put yourself on a team that runs up front.
Yeah, absolutely. Unlike the trucks that, well, actually, I can't say that. I'm not going to say that because I put Guitar Attic on a couple cars that actually won championships. So I'm
put
good.
Ghost Fire Media on a couple cars that haven't done so well. We've tried. We just haven't succeeded. To the outside, Brian Macklin with a big
Macklin
move.
jumps out.
Macklin's going to take that second spot and turn it into the lead across the start-finish line. The navy red, white, and blue Toyota Tundra will lead across the start-finish line. The TRD to the lead here at Talladega.
Going to make Ron DeSantis proud as he's taken that Navy truck to the front of the pack as they go down the back straightaway. Macklin leading. Daniel Falkenham just shoving that truck right under the hood, or not the hood, but the spoiler of that 30 truck, and he's going to push him.
Tommy Ryan jumps to the outside. He's going to bring that third lane with him. He's going to leave the 3 of Jeff Ryan by himself. And if Tommy Ryan wanted to get back down there, the hole just closed, and he's going to try to put himself in there. Falkenham comes up to the outside. Randy Yoakum makes a move to avoid hitting the 39, and now we're going to be 3 wide at the start-finish line for the lead. Brian Macklin retains it this time, but what'll happen next time by, Randy Pepper? We have 3 trucks, 3 wide, 3 deep in the field.
We have trucks 3 wide after only 26 laps. They're driving like it's the end of the race. And if they keep doing that, it could be the end of a race for somebody.
It definitely
could. Daniel Falkenham, he's right in the meat in the middle right now.
He is. That's the. You know, you don't think about the issues starting up at the front of the pack very often, but a lot of times at super speedways, they start in the front, they end in the back. That's how we get the big one, folks. It doesn't come from nowhere. It doesn't come from 4 trucks in the back getting together. It comes from 2 trucks in the front getting together and 25 others having nowhere to go. That's how we've had those big ones in the past. Talladega earlier this year, we had a 26-car incident here in the Sim500 Transervice Truck Series. Daytona, we had an 18-car incident. The spring Daytona race, we had a 10-truck incident. We got to keep an eye on that and see if we have that big one here early or late.
Well, the one thing a lot of drivers said after those races were, we're better than that. We shouldn't have stuff like that happen. So maybe these guys are trying to redeem themselves because we're seeing some incredible moves. Randy Yoakum is really being impressive tonight in that number 8. I can't say enough good stuff about him. And that Virginia811.com. And you see Falkenham jumping out to leave those guys all by themselves. So that's going to make that 3-truck tandem now be a 2. As Macklin will take him back to the line and lead lap number 29. Or 28, excuse me. I can't count.
Give me 1 second, folks. Sorry about the screen going black. I had to reboot something there. We had a small issue with our camera system.
Uh-oh.
We are good now, though. Bryan Macklin, your leader here, 28 laps in. The field's starting to single file out, though, Randy Pepper. Beginning to see that conga line form as guys get to the bottom of the track. They're getting close to pit stops. When we get close to pit stops, these guys all start getting to the bottom of the track. But here's the thing. We're going to worry about it in the green flag. Don't run over the guy in front of you, and don't turn him left across the rest of the field.
That's another thing. We did see that happen. So it wouldn't be the first time we've seen it. We've seen some
quite similar.
Yeah, some quite similar stuff happen here in the Sim500 Transervice trucks. As you see, only a handful of trucks riding that outside line with that Yoakum truck. I mean, Yoakum now, he pulls down in front of Macklin, so he's going to leave the 99 of Bryan out there with Coleman all by themselves. As you see the 14 of Fowler, or 48 of Fowler right behind them as well. And then another truck behind them. I'm not sure who that actually is. Is it Mustang?
On the inside or the outside?
Outside, 3 wide.
That is the number 18. And the number 18 belongs to Craig Martin. Whoa! Randy Yoakum! Randy Yoakum almost just got turned on the front stretch.
Wow.
We'll take a look here. This is what happened. Look at this. This was almost really bad for the 8. Him and the 30 came together, turned him a little bit left. A great save by Randy Yoakum to keep that thing going as we continue green down the backstretch here at Talladega.
Wow, all that work to get up there now has become null and void. He's going to have to try it all over again. Luckily, we do have pit stops coming up here shortly, and he can regroup, get some new tires, and get back out there and try to do it all over again.
New pair of pants, maybe?
Yeah, new pair of pants would be good, too. That is another good thing.
Where did he go? Let's take a look. From 1st to 25th.
Ooh.
Speaking of being in the back of the pack, we'll take a look. Hamish Gallagher, you see him comfortably sitting in 32nd right now, all by his onesies. Not worrying about much being the back half of this field, just sitting there, chilling out.
Yeah, kind of surprising that he's that far back. But that's where he thinks he needs to run right now. That's where he wants to run. That's where he needs to be. Free country, you can do what you want.
Hey, he's just chilling
and he's
out
not even
back
from
there.
this country.
No, he's just waiting. Remember, folks, Hamish Gallagher does this on his lunch break.
That's right. It is true that he is on lunch break doing this. I forgot all about that. As we see Tommy Ryan leading the field right now. Now he's going to be challenged by Chad Coleman. Coleman's going to dive to the outside, trying to make something happen there with Macklin. But that outside line just is not forming enough to have something happen. They're just not getting enough momentum to get up there. Is that E.J. O'Rourke I see back there? It is. He's back up again.
He is.
I look back there, I see a truck very fast moving inside and outside, and it is E.J. O'Rourke. Once again, he was so fast earlier on. Now he's back up there again, but we are 32 laps in. I think we're going to look – I'm going to estimate 40 laps is probably where we're going to probably see some pit stops. No, right now. Oh, we got pit stops beginning right now.
This is where we got to be careful. Don't speed. Don't speed. Whoa, we got a spinner. Josh Parker's around. Hamish Gallagher gets through it. Everybody gets through it. We're going to stay green. That's going to ruin Josh Parker's night. We're going to keep an eye on some of these guys, especially the 39 of Daniel Falkenham. There's a good chance he might have sped on the entry to pit road.
I think he did. I think he got down. I think he just...
Well, we'll see here when he drops those left side tires. He's good. He didn't speed. Good job, Daniel Falkenham.
Yep.
Tommy
I
Ryan
didn't
will
think
keep
he
an eye
did.
on him. The left sides are dropped on the 99. The 99 didn't speed either. The 99, the 30, and the 39 are the first three trucks off. Daniel Falkenham jumps them both in pit lane. Daniel using every little bit of skill he had there to stop that truck, not lock up the tires, not spin on the entry to pit road. We'll take a look and see what happened, how he had a spinner entering pit road. It's going to be the 81. See if we can find him, sir. Where is it? There it is, Josh Parker. Josh Parker entering pit road. Him and E.J. O'Rourke came together twice.
Boy.
They came together twice. E.J. has damage on the right side. We'll take a look at that one more time. There was nowhere for Josh Parker to go there. He was on the brakes hard, doing his job, slowing down. He turned left to avoid the 0-1. Didn't know the 41 was coming. He locked them up, hit the 41 again, and the 81 spun off into the grass. That'll give him a penalty on pit lanes. That'll actually ruin Josh Parker's mind more than it already did. You see all these guys coming out on the inside lane here. We're going to see who cycles around to the lead. I believe it's going to be this man, the 39 of Daniel Falkenham. It might actually be Bryan Macklin. It will be Bryan Macklin.
Wow.
Mike Kelly has not pit according to our stats yet. That doesn't seem correct.
Him and Scott Simley,
That
teammate.
doesn't seem very correct. I feel like they'd be a lap ahead of everybody else if they hadn't.
Yeah, that doesn't seem
I'll
correct
keep an eye
either.
on that.
Yeah, we'll watch scoring. Sometimes scoring does a little snafu of things. As Daniel Falkenham jumps out to try to make something happen, nobody's going to go with him. Kelly and Simley are going to leave him in the middle and let him be the meat all by himself. As they're going to try to go around him, although he's still hanging very tough, side drafting down there in the bottom of the track, trying to sniff everything he can off of these drivers on the inside.
Oh, my goodness. We got a slow truck on the exit of 4-2. It was Bryan Macklin. Almost caused a melee there on the exit of 2.
Almost, but no harm, no foul.
The 99 of Tommy Ryan jumps below the 33 of Ryan Howard, who's going to come around the outside. He's going to get the spot given to him by his teammate, Randy Pepper. What that's going to do for the 33 of Ryan Howard, it's going to do something for him that doesn't matter for Tommy Ryan. The bonus point for leading a lap here gives him 3,001 points now, which puts him a point ahead of everybody else who hasn't led a lap. I mean, it's a long way to the end of the race, but still, one bonus point could change the way your season goes here going into the round of 6. Ryan Howard gets a bonus point for leading a lap.
There we go. And that's what you got to do. You got to get these points. The only bad thing is if everybody that is running in that 12 playoff drivers, if they all get 1 point, pretty much null and void. Look at this. Fuller is back moving around back there as well. We see the 51. It's bow time coming on. He'd fallen back. Now he's tucked in back behind Daniel Falkenham. Falkenham running back behind that 01 truck. Is that the 01? Yes. Yeah,
yeah,
Beverly.
You were in church for a minute.
Well, I haven't. We haven't seen Beverly tonight running that good, but that's the other one of the Virginia 811 trucks as well. So this group of Virginia 811, they have really stepped up their game tonight to try to get some sponsorship time on the screen tonight, and they're doing a wonderful job at doing it. As Macklin still leads the field with Ryan right there beside him. Ryan trying to get around that outside. He's got big-time help from that 33 of Howard. Howard trying to shove him, and then he's got help behind there with the other Virginia 811 truck, that 00 or 01 truck of Beverly. And then behind them, the other one, the 3 of Ryan, another Ryan is back there with him as well, and Mike Kelly back there still running. But up front, they're going to be side by side as they come to the line. Macklin on the inside, Ryan on the outside. They'll go across the stripe. They'll complete lap 38. Here they come, side by side, 2 by 2. Door handle to door handle, lug nut to lug nut for the top 8 positions on the track. Actually, now it's more than that. Now that the whole field is kind of stacked up side by side. We got one truck on the outside all by himself. That is the 48 truck of Fowler. He's being shoved to the outside all by himself, and he'll fall back doing that. Macklin sitting comfortably on that inside, but he's got that 54 Coleman right behind him. Coleman shoving that truck right up the rear of that Navy truck. And then you got the January 1st truck of our guy, Daniel Falkingham. And Fuller's right behind him as well. That's the inside line. And then we've got that outside line of all those Virginia 811 trucks all lined up with two trucks behind them. You got the Simley and the Mike Kelly truck running together as I'm getting dry mouthed. So side by side around the Talladega Superspeedway. Don't forget there is racing on the real NASCAR track this week at this same track. All action will be on MRN radio as well on your TV. I don't know if this one will actually be on USA Network or not. They did that last week. Hopefully it'll go back to the regular network on Channel 2. Not Channel 2, but NBC. Macklin still leading. 40 laps down. We're not quite halfway. We've got 88 laps in this race tonight. It's been a very competitive race. Macklin has been up there most of the time, as well as Ryan. Some of the other guys, Fuller has led some laps. Let's see, Yoakum led some laps. Yoakum has fallen back to 13th right now. One guy we haven't seen up there is Pedro Mojica. We haven't seen him. He's running back in the 19th position right now. As well, one of the other guys that was so fast earlier that had trouble going onto pit road is E.J. O'Rourke, and now he's running back there in 20th. Not sure if he had enough damage to put him out of this or not. We'll have to wait and see as the race progresses on. 41 laps down. Macklin and Ryan are your two front runners and the leaders of the pack here at Talladega Superspeedway. Glad to have you watching tonight on the Ghost Fire Media Network. Randy Pepper alongside Nick Adams, as we've got a great race here in the Sim500 Transervice Truck Series, as Macklin will bring them down through the tri-oval by himself with a trunk full of the 54 Coleman. Coleman's been a great pusher. But how long will he want to be a pusher until he wants to be a leader? That's the question.
Sorry, I was dying.
Oh.
Just dying a slow, painful death over here in Talladega. How'd the broadcast go so far from that remote location in Daytona?
It's perfectly fine so far.
Are you underwater yet?
No, not yet. We probably won't see water from where we're at. So, other than rain. 21 inches are projected.
That's a lot of gas. I almost said something I didn't mean to say. That's a lot of rain.
Yeah, that's a lot of rain.
As Stone Cold Steve Austin would say, that's a lot of GD rain, you bitch.
Yeah, absolutely. And I tell you, a lot of people were probably hoping that Jesus comes out, or Moses comes out and turns that water into wine.
He's going to have to part the Red Seas here momentarily, my God. Yeah. 21 inches of rain, that's a lot of rain. That could fill up the inside line here at Talladega Superspeedway. That's about it, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Could make the arc to mark the arc again out here.
You never know. It wouldn't shock me in Florida. Anyway, 43 laps down. We're one lap away from halfway. Tommy Ryan on your outside. Brian Macklin on your inside. Jimmy Coleman in third. In fourth could be Ryan Howard. Fifth, Daniel Falkingham. Sixth, Dwight Beverly. Seventh, Justin Fuller. Eighth, Jeff Ryan. Ninth, Chad Coleman. And 10th, Mike Kelly. We're going to go side by side. You're going to hear from our title sponsor, Transervice Trucks. We'll be right back with you here on the Ghost Fire Media Network with the Transervice Truck Series.
If recent storms have
Transervice has been a leader in the transportation and fleet maintenance industry for over 50 years. If you're a professional driver or technician looking for opportunities to be the best and work with the best, then we want you working at Transervice. Our current workforce includes over 1,000 drivers and technicians, managing over 24,000 pieces of equipment in over 120 regional and local facilities across North America and Puerto Rico, and we're getting larger all the time. Our corporate philosophy of trust, respect, and honesty has led to employees that have spent their entire career with Transervice. As with our employees, we have many customer relationships exceeding 20 years. You'll have the opportunity to learn and grow professionally in an environment that values and rewards excellence, with a variety of perks such as education support, recognition awards, career advancement opportunities, and more. A great work-life balance, a company built on values, recognition, and rewards for excellence. While our competitors offer jobs, Transervice offers you a career, not just a job. Contact us today.
This tree is going to look great here.
Did you call 811 to protect your underground utilities?
I can't wait to see these roses come up.
Dig, dig, dig! Wait, we forgot to call 811.
Before you dig, make sure you can. Call 811 to know what's below. It's up to all of us to protect the ones we love. If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on nc811.org or the NC811 app.
Back at Talladega Superspeedway as things have changed just a little bit. The 39 of Daniel Falkingham has assumed the position here in the Ghostfire Media Network of the Transervice Truck Sim500 League. As he led there for a second, Macklin has battled back down on the inside, taking that Navy truck back out front. They're three wide as they go down the Superspeedway. As look, Mike Kelly now has assumed the outside line once again. Look at this, Nick. Can you believe this?
You want me to say it? I'll say it.
Go for it. Holy smoly!
Holy schmoly, they're really bringing it to us. It's 49 laps in. We still got 38 more to go. Can you guys calm the heck down?
You guys are going to make me sham-a-lam on my ding-dong.
My God, like Uncle Joey would say, cut it out. Calm down.
Oh, boy, they are side by side, 2 by 2 for the top 8 trucks, maybe
How
10
in the
trucks
world
now.
have we been caution-free this whole time?
I know. I'm still shaking my head at that because they have been close so many times but haven't had an issue one time. I'm still waiting for it. I mean, we're 50 laps in. Out of 88 laps, we haven't seen one incident on track. Now, we've had an incident off track as going into the pits, but we haven't seen anything happen on the track other than maybe a little shove. They shoved Yoakum out of the way and shoved him back, but that has been it. Surprising. Still 3 wide back in the pack, around 10th or 11th position, as Mike Kelly still trying to work that outside line. That has not worked yet. Now he's got Tyler Dalton right on his back trunk lid, trying to push him up there and see if they can make something happen. The magic has not worked on that outside line. They're going to try once again. 2 trucks are running really well. Kind of reminiscent of when E.J. O'Rourke was up there pushing trucks to get to the front. Look at this. Mike Kelly, now they've got a 4-truck tandem working here as Fowler is tucked in behind them as well. So 3 wide around the Talladega Speedway off of turn number 2. Wow. 3 wide for 1, 2, 3 all the way through, I would say probably 12th position now.
Yeah, no, we're 4 rows deep at this point, 3 wide. 52 laps in. You'd think the rain is coming or something. These guys are moving. The fastest truck in the entire pack right now has been neutered a little bit. The 41 has left front damage and some right side damage. You see him, the 4th truck on the inside line, the left front, the hood pushed up a little bit. He has been neutered. We're coming up to our final pit stop. We're about 15 laps from it. And my goodness, Randy Pepper, these guys are pushing it.
They are, and you see Daniel Fogham switching lines. He'll sling to the inside, then he'll sling to the outside to move into that middle position. So he's actually blocking those guys on the outside. So he's thinking that.
Oh, that 51 of Justin Fuller and the 41 of E.J. O'Rourke
gets again.
Have both said, I'm getting out of here. Oh, Fuller and O'Rourke!
Oh,
Fuller and O'Rourke have gone around! It's happened in the middle of the pack. E.J. O'Rourke has gone around, and we are still green. Still green, no caution. The 41 has gone around there. What in the world happened back there?
Let's find out what happened. That was kind of unusual. Did he get into Fuller?
It didn't. Here we go. It looks like it was the 81 of Josh Parker and the 41. Ooh. Take a look here as you see Justin in the 41 and the 81. I'm not sure what happened there. He just turned left like
turned down right into him.
It's almost like something happened to his equipment because he just turned hard left.
It almost looks like he did a William Byron.
Maybe his wheel locked, or he thought he was clear and he was going to come down, and I'm not sure.
He just went right down into him.
I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but I mean, I don't know.
That's a big puzzler right there. No doubt about that.
I usually have words, but I don't have any. We're 3
look
wide.
at that.
Look at 16 trucks side by side.
Mike Kelly led the lap.
3, 6, 9, 12, 15 trucks side by side under a blanket. 3 wide up there at the front. Look at this. I told you the leaders were going to start being those championship contenders. Look at this. 9 of the top 17 championship contenders.
Still, you really only have 4 guys that are actually contending for the win right up here.
I think
And
we
you've
got more than that. I think we got
Buckingham,
about 12
Kelly,
guys
Howard.
fighting for the win.
Yeah, but I mean the top 4, I guess, right there.
Look at this, though. They are 3 wide for the second lap straight in a row, not giving each other a second to fight off this. And Mike Kelly with a big push in the tri-oval. He'll lead lap number 56 as well. He wasn't sure if he led 55, so Mike Kelly said, hey, Tyler, give me a shot in the back bumper. He gave him a shot in the back bumper. He made sure he led that lap.
Yeah, he definitely led that lap for sure. So Kelly making that outside line work for him with that
We are
help
seconds
of
from
those
disaster.
2 other trucks behind him. We are what?
Seconds from disaster.
All right, so what you're saying is like the old Molly Hatchet song, flirting with disaster.
We are,
What you
as
say.
DW would say right now, we are flirting with danger, boys.
Danger as well. I would say that as
Hey, as Darrell
56
Waltrip
lap-
once said,
we got pit stops going to happen here
very
shortly, so.
close, yes. As Darrell Waltrip once said, and I hope what he said after this doesn't happen right after I say this, but all of a sudden you're going 158, 160, 170 miles an hour down the backstretch. You look to your left, you look to your right, you got cars on both sides of you. You're saying, ruh-roh!
I will say this. One of the funniest things I ever asked a driver, I asked DW at Daytona one year, I said, where do you want to be after this race? And he said, sitting in my lounge chair watching TV. One of the most unique responses ever.
Yeah, well, there was a 15-year point there when going to Daytona was either a death sentence or you were going to get hurt. Daytona wasn't fun for about 15 years.
Yeah.
Two times a year you went there, you put your life in your own hands.
That was when the bump was off of turn number 4.
Yeah, that's when you went there and you redid your will before you got to Daytona in the spring and the fall.
We see one truck down on the bottom of the track.
That's
going to
be a lapper.
That's going to be a lapper, but
That's the 18.
Oh, yes. He was running well.
He was. He had a good beginning to the race. Had an issue on pit road. Let's put him down a lap now. I believe it was a speeding and pit lane penalty that caught him. Then it's now put him down a lap. Unfortunate.
That is a tough break.
Especially when you have no cautions. That makes life even more difficult.
It is so, I'm just flabbergasted that we have not had a caution, although theoretically we should have had a caution with that last little incident with EJ O'Rourke.
We should have.
Since it was off the track, so debris is down on the bottom of the track down there, so it's, not hurting anybody.
The vortex of these cars will push all that debris to the inside wall.
Yes. The vortex of time.
Then the little invisible minions down there will pick it all up before they come around the next time.
The universal minions will help out down there.
29 laps to go here at the beautiful Talladega Superspeedway.
In the heart of redneck land.
In the heart of the South, Talladega.
It is. It is a interesting track. They've done some wonderful improvements to this track. This is a track that if you go to, you'll definitely enjoy it. The racing is stunning. The facility now is actually really, really nice. For many years, they really didn't do any updates, but in the last few years, they have really upped their game here at Talladega, and it's definitely a blast to see a race at.
It's also very surprising, being in Tornado Alley, that Talladega Superspeedway has never been hit by a tornado.
True.
That is a
true.
shocking fact. Tuscaloosa's been hit by an EF5. I mean, Talladega itself, the town of Talladega hasn't been hit by one. But the Talladega Superspeedway does not sit in the town of Talladega.
No, it does not.
It actually sits on an abandoned Air Force base 27 miles east of the town of Talladega.
Yes. On a small little road that is a nightmare to go in and out of. That's the worst thing about this track. A 2-lane highway goes in and out of this track.
Well, imagine Wilkesboro next year.
Yeah.
Good God, I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's going to be a nightmare as well. But it doesn't seat as many people as Talladega.
No, Randy Pepper, what is the confirmed population that can fit inside the Talladega Superspeedway?
Fit inside and outside? Are you saying the grandstands and
the
or
standing,
just the inside?
standing room only and the seats? How many people? How many do you think?
180.
175,623.
I was close.
To be exact.
Yeah, and I've been there when all 176 blah, blah, blah have been there.
The one-time NASCAR race at 175,623 fans was the 2005 Talladega Spring Race.
Hey, don't look now. Richard
Look who's
Swayze
on the
has come
outside.
alive.
That 32, the black and gold wrecking machine is to the outside.
And Derek Myers is all over the back bumper of him, giving him a big shove.
Couple of playoff guys, 3 playoff guys, 4
And
playoff
Coleman
guys.
now.
4
Look at this.
playoff guys on the outside have come
Beasley.
alive. Hey, the Tide Ride, the number 10, he's still in it. He's still got a shot at the championship. Randy Pepper, we could talk about some history repeating itself here tonight. If that number 10, Tide Ford F-150.
Oh, pit stops.
Pit stops are beginning. Not many, a few. But if that number 10, Ford F-150, driven by Richard Beasley, can go to victory lane here tonight, it'll be the 3rd time in history that the number 10 with Tide on the machine has won here at Talladega. Who drove it the first 2 times?
Darrell Waltrip.
Darrell Waltrip times 1, Ricky Rudd times another.
Yeah, I was going to say Ricky Rudd would have to be the other one.
Ricky and Darrell both won here in the 10 with Tide on the hood of that machine. That'd be great to see Richard Beasley be the 3rd driver in history to do that.
That would be awesome for him to do that. Derek Myers.
There he goes from the top to the bottom.
right
Derek
in front.
Myers slowed up the inside lane. Oh, my goodness. Daniel Faulkner was sideways there going into 3 and 4. Brian Macklin still trying to correct that machine. How's the pit stop's going to happen this time? Not going to happen yet.
Oh, look at the shove.
The big shove. Daniel Faulkner was not happy with the 23 coming down on him. Chad Coleman's going to try to lead a lap. Chad Coleman! Coleman will get the bonus point for leading a lap. Derek Myers to 2nd. Derek Myers did not lead a lap yet. Derek Myers has not gotten that bonus point. Chad Coleman on the outside trying to take the lead. E.J. O'Rourke may be a lap down, but look at that. E.J. O'Rourke still one of the fastest pushers in the field.
Unbelievable.
Don't count out E.J. O'Rourke if we get a caution. We get a caution, he gets his lap back. It's all game on for the 41.
25 laps remain. Wow.
Randy, you owe me a Coke now, by the way. Here comes Daniel Faulkner. Faulkner leads him off into pit lane. Faulkner will start the final row of them, and there's no way Faulkner made it into pit lane without speeding. There's no way.
How many times have we said that?
But that was really close. That was really close. If he made it in without speeding, I will be as a very surprised human being. We'll keep an eye on it. The 4 tires going on that number 39, January 31st Chevy Silverado with the lobster on the side. He didn't speed. I don't know how he does it. If it was me, I would have sped. If it was me, I would have sped.
He is actually one of the most incredible pit stop artists we know.
Yeah, no, it's incredible the fact that he slowed that truck down and didn't speed. I just don't know how he does it, dude. I really don't.
I need lessons on that.
I do. I need lessons, too.
You do.
Listen, I need lessons. I led my entire team off the cliff one time.
Here comes the rest of the field.
Here comes the rest of the field. Let's take a look at this. The 51 adjusted Fuller pushing it just as hard. They all get it woed in. They all get it woed down to 65 to 65. 65 miles an hour on pit lane.
Out of this group, just a quick question. Out of this group of all these drivers, who do you think could be the spoiler in all this?
Tommy Ryan.
Tommy Ryan? I'm going to say Pedro Mojica.
He hasn't been anywhere to be seen all night.
Exactly. That's why I think there's a reason for that. I think he's kind of sitting back there minding his own business and waiting for the last moment to
We're
stalk.
bound to have a
everyone.
big one.
If we don't, I will be shocked. Sawyer now is pitting in that Nice Motorsports truck.
My
By the
God,
way,
they
if you-
passed him like he was standing still.
Yeah, they did. All right. As the field will resume the position, let's watch and see what actually happens once they come across the line and see if scoring and timing is correct. No, Sawyer's still showing as the leader with Dalton. Nope, now Dalton will assume the position. So it's Dalton, Coleman, Ryan, Howard, Falkingham, Beverly, Holyfield, Kelly, and Coleman. Pedro Mojica now is running 12th, and he's in that group. So I'm thinking Pedro is the man we got to watch. Actually, him and, Fuller's going to be tough too. I do not believe that Daniel Falkingham is going to win this race.
I do not either. I just it's a tough it's a tough one.
As the field makes their way around side by side, 2 by 2 for the top 15 trucks right now. And out of those, let's see, we got pretty much all 12 of our drivers that are in the playoffs are right there. Dalton, Falkingham, Coleman, Howard, Fuller, Mojica, Kelly, Simley, Beasley, Myers, and Swaverly. And Gallagher now is starting to make moves as well. He's in the 17th position. So this race is far from being over as they go around Macklin. Not sure what happened with Macklin. Did he speed on the pit road?
I'll take a look. He might have.
"20 laps remain with Falkingham leading that last lap by just a nose over Tyler Dalton. Dalton got Coleman right behind him. Ron Holyfield has had a good run in that number one. We know he runs really, really well on these restrictor plates. We've seen him finish, I think, 5th one time. And right now he's running in the third position, that number one truck. Pushing Daniel Falkingham around the track, but hopefully he's not in the playoffs, so hopefully he keeps his nose clean and doesn't interfere with any of these playoff drivers' hopes down the line. Dalton just out by just a nose as they come off of turn number 2 and go down the Talladega super stretch. Side by side, all the way down. We got one truck sneaking out to the outside line, going to try to make it 3-wide. That's Macklin back there. But Macklin, I'm not, like I asked Nick, I think he's trying to figure out what happened to Macklin in that Navy truck. Did bad luck strike him again? I believe it probably did, because he's running with the pack, but I believe he's a lap down. Let me see if I can find out for sure. I can't see for my timing and scoring from here.
It looks like it.
Yeah, it does look that way. Let's see. Where is he actually running? Yeah, Brian Macklin is running 1 lap down. He's the first of 1 lap down drivers. Him and EJ O'Rourke are both 1 lap down. Joey Katina is down 5 laps. Fowler, who was running so good earlier, now is 6 laps down. Jeff Ryan is back down 6 laps as well. He ran really well as well earlier. So several really tough trucks are now at least one lap down. Here we go again, 3 wide. Macklin's going to push Kelly up there towards the front of the pack and possibly to the lead. And Scott Silly's going to join the parade on the outside as well and get behind his teammate. And they've also got help from Pedro Mojica. So Pedro getting up there in this party as well.
Oh, there it is. Mike Kelly gets pushed into the wall. We're still straight. Everybody kind of fanned out a little bit when they saw that, but we're still straight since triple 3 wide right there, four rows deep.
They are mixing it, slicing and dicing, kind of like the Billy Mays, slicing and dicing, making things work. A ShamWow is in the forecast for sure. Here comes Kelly once again with Macklin shoving that Navy truck right up his rear end. 3 wide, inches apart. We've got a party happening at Talladega tonight for sure. Ron Holyfield looking to get some clean air, maybe trying to cool that truck down as he looked down to the very bottom of the track behind the January 1st truck of Daniel Falkingham. Dalton getting a good shove from Coleman. Coleman right there behind him pushing that group. As this is crazy stuff here, man. This is crazy. If they do not wreck, I'm going to be shocked. Look at the shove that Mike Kelly just got from Macklin. Wow. And the surprising thing about this, Nick, is Mike Kelly's been the first one up we have not seen that has taken the lead and actually cleared the guy in front of him down on the bottom and not dropped down in front of them. He has not got out of the outside line. He's sticking to it. Whoa, Coleman. Oh. "15 laps remain at Talladega Superspeedway." Oh, now Macklin looking. Well, Macklin diving down the bottom there and leaving Kelly out to dry. Kelly's going to make. They're going to be 4 wide.
Oh, they're not going to make it.
Thought about making it 4 wide, and that is going to hurt Mike Kelly big time.
My God, how did they make it through that?
I don't know, and it looked like nobody could decide what lane they want to run.
Indecisiveness will kill you at super speedways.
Yes, it will.
Only 14 trucks in this lead pack. 15 actually, but only 14 of them are on the lead lap.
Does Macklin realize that he's a lap down?
I think he does. I just don't think he cares. I think he's trying to do what he can to help his teammates win the race.
I guess so.
He's also now 2 laps down.
He's 2 laps down?
Now he's 2 laps down.
Wow. EJ's still just 1 lap?
I'm sorry, they're both 1 lap now, I believe. Let me take a look. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, they are both now officially 1 lap down.
Okay, so Macklin's 1 lap down, the first truck down 1 lap. So if a caution comes back out, he will be back on the lead lap. He'll get the wave around and come back around. A lucky 13 lap as they make their way around. That's another truck I'm surprised to see, that 60 truck. He ran so good in practice and actually ran pretty well during the race, and now he's several laps down.
Well, it's the unfortunate part when a race goes green like this. If you have a bad pit stop, it pretty much puts you out of it.
Yep. Look at this. Here comes Fuller. Fuller assuming the outside position or outside line with that number 23 of Myers, Derek Myers. And they've got help back behind them. Pedro Mojica's right back behind them, as well as Coleman's right there as well.
Well, we talked about it. 50
we did
laps
talk
ago,
about it.
Justin Fuller would be at the front when it all mattered most. And so would most of these guys. Even Hamish Gallagher's starting to make his presence known. Randy,
Whoa,
it's
look
far
at
from
this.
over. The Pied Piper, Justin Fuller, from top to middle. Will he try to keep the bottom behind him? He's not going to worry about the bottom because Brian Macklin's leading the bottom. Justin Fuller through the tri-oval. He's going to lead with 12 to go. The 51 gets a bonus point.
Yes, he did. He got a bonus point, and that's going to help his cause to the next round. And this 3 wide stuff is giving me a heartburn.
I'm having heart palpitations watching this.
Going to send me back into the hospital to keep doing this. Oh boy, Tommy Ryan is moving that truck all over the place. That's not what you want to see. Not in the middle. I'm interested to see if that number 23 Myers can make something happen. You see Mikey Kelly back there. Mike Kelly getting behind that number 39 of Daniel Falkingham. Now he jumps out, and here comes E.J. O'Rourke. E.J. O'Rourke looking all over the place. He's a lap down, so it doesn't really matter. He's just there to kind of help people out. 10 laps remain. Wow. All I can say, folks, is wow. The driving tonight has just been superb, stunning. This just looks like an everyday afternoon on I-4 or I-75, I-95, the 401, whatever turnpike or interstate that you run on, and you just see people running all over the place. This is what this looks like. These guys are just running like a Sunday afternoon, running down the interstate. Macklin just there kind of pulling people along. Fuller pulling his line. And that outside line is starting to move once again. Ryan, the one that you said, Nick, you said Ryan was going to be one of these contenders, and there he is, running that outside line, that Virginia 811 truck. And he's got the Transervice truck right behind him, giving him a shove. 9 laps remain at Talladega. It's hard to watch with Macklin. He keeps, he's running these laps. He's the fastest truck. I would like to see him kind of pull out and let these guys fight for themselves, but I think he's trying to pull that 19 truck with him, helping Dalton out. But I'd like to see Dalton try to do it by himself. Especially with knowing that Macklin has no shot at any of the championship or anything like that. He's just kind of out there running his own thing. Down the back straightaway, lap 8. Down off to turn 4, and then down to the tri-oval we go. This will be lap 7. 7 more laps around the Talladega Superspeedway. As you see, Justin Fuller now in that middle line, shoving out to the front. He led that last lap. Now we see Howard jumping out to the outside line. He's going to try to take that lead away from Fuller. Try to make something happen. He's got a trunk full of another Virginia 811 truck of Tommy Ryan. Then they've got the Transervice truck of Derek Myers behind them.
If they make it the next 7 laps and we go 88 laps caution free, I am going to be very astonished.
I got a feeling they're trying to prove us wrong, dude.
I just don't think they can make it. I think somebody's going to try to make a move that's just not possible to be made, and it's going to happen sooner rather than later, or some net code's going to get him. But look at the 0-1 and the 99. Tommy Ryan and the 0-1 of Dwight Beverly. Very, very, very close through turns 2, 1 and 2. Now down the backstretch, 3 wide, 4 rows deep. Now they're 2 wide behind him, another 6 rows. A third truck coming to the outside. Brian Macklin, who's a
Pulled
lap
out.
down, getting the heck out of the way. He said, "It is what it is." And Tyler Dalton to the lead. The 54, Jimmy Coleman to the inside. The Sim500, number 54, to the inside, trying to take the lead. Justin Fuller jumps to the outside. Jimmy Coleman's going to lead with 6 to go.
Jimmy Coleman making some noise in that number 54 Sim500 truck. Could he be the spoiler tonight?
5 to
Looking
go,
very
Randy.
tough with Holyfield's right there once again. Like I said, Holyfield has been one of those guys. He's trying to make some noise up there, trying to push that 54 Coleman up there. That outside line with Howard in the deck lid of the 51 of Fuller and that bow time truck. And he's going to pull down in front of Dalton. Going to go back there and leave that 33 all by himself. Actually, not by himself because he's got another Virginia 811 truck to pull him or push him out there. 5 laps.
Coming
4
to
laps
the,
will this
coming to the
time.
line, 4 to go. Ryan Howard leads by 0.01 of a second. He gets that bonus point for leading a lap. Very important for Ryan Howard. Jimmy Coleman to the lead now through 1 and 2. Here we go. 3 wide again. Now 2, 3, 4, 5 rows deep all the way to the 5th row with Richard Beasley back in 13th position. Double file and triple file. The top 14, 15 cars under a blanket here. Randy Pepper. This is insane.
Can't breathe.
Oh, here it comes. They almost wrecked there going into 3.
Almost.
That would have been huge. That would have been the entire top 10.
Tyler Dalton is all over the back bumper of
Tyler
that
Dalton
51.
wants this win.
I think Dalton's going to try to make some crazy moves here towards the end.
Don't forget
laps
Chad
ago, I
Coleman,
think
the 38 and 9th. He's the winner here in the spring. He's trying to sweep Talladega. It doesn't matter about how many laps you lead. Leading the last one is the most important.
Yep, absolutely.
You can go 4 wide, Randy, here, and I think we're going to see it here soon.
I don't know what's going on with Pedro Mojica. I really thought he had something, but I guess he doesn't.
I sit in the middle of the pack back there. He's just not able to draft up to this pack and get going with him.
Got to commend these guys in these Virginia 811 trucks. These guys have been tough all night long.
Middle to top.
Oh,
He gets a big block. He gets loose on the front bumper of the 33. He goes from the middle to the top and now back to the middle. He's playing Pied Piper. He's trying to keep those lines behind him. Will get himself a run. We have 2 laps to go here, Randy. Just 5.21 miles left here at the Talladega Speedway.
3 trucks battle for the lead right now. You
My
got Coleman,
goodness.
Fuller, and Howard battling. You got 3 lines. Which one of these lines is going to be the line to be in? We'll find out in just 2 miles to go.
You know Tyler Dalton wants to win this. You know Ron Holyfield, Tommy Ryan, Chad Coleman, Mike Kelly, Dwight Beverly. All these guys want to win this, but they're 2nd and 3rd in line. They have nowhere to go. The only place they have is to push that guy in front of them as hard as they can. The 51 from the middle to the top. He saw the run happening again. He blocks it off. He gets pushed up the rear by the 33. We're coming to the white flag. He's going to come across the middle. They're going to touch. They're all going to keep it straight. The 2, Mike Kelly off the track. He's going to force his way back up into 1. They're 2, 3 wide. 3 wide the top 2 lanes. Mike Kelly, he's falling back on the inside back there. Jimmy Coleman, your leader. Justin Fuller now in that middle lane. It's middle versus top line. The bottom line has no help. Ryan Howard to the lead. Tommy Ryan into the wall. They're still straight down here on the backstretch into 3, and the inside lane is formed again. My God almighty, here comes Jimmy Coleman. He got a huge push from Holyfield. There's no way they make it back to the line. On a turn 4, they're touching, they're bumping, they're banging. again. They would be coming to the start-finish line here at Daytona through the tri-oval across the start-finish line. They all wreck behind him, but Jimmy Coleman will win at Talladega as the rest of the field turns in to an absolute powder keg of destruction. Daniel Falkenham finished second. Holy crap! Oh my God! How in the hell look at this! Look at this coming through the tri-oval! Look at this! The entire field from second on back wrecks each other. Ryan Howard finishes third sideways. Daniel Falkenham second. Richard Beasley in fourth. My good God! Take a look at what Richard Beasley. Look at Richard Beasley. He finishes fourth. He was 16th. Look at this. It just opens up.
The seas parted.
My God.
Go back. I want to see. Go back. Ron Holyfield. I believe he might have been the truck that got turned into the field.
He was.
So who turned him? Falkenham?
He got turned by Falkenham. Him and Falkenham touched it. I mean, my God. Just look at the carnage behind him across the start-finish line. Oh, that one hurt. Oh, my God. Him and Mojica came together big time. But the 54 is going to burn it down on the front stretch. My good God. What a finish. Where's Ryan Howard? Let's get Ryan Howard up in here. My God. Randy Pepper. Jimmy Coleman. We watched Jimmy Coleman burn it down here at the Talladega Superspeedway. Ryan Howard, you get to the round of 12. You get yourself in position. You have a fantastic event, and you finish third. How'd it feel out there tonight?
Yeah, that by far was the most fun I've had at the Superspeedway and maybe ever. Wow, we kept it together. That was a blast at the end. Just kind of going back and watching it right here to kind of see what else we could have done differently. Tommy gave me a hell of a push on top, and it's real hard to keep it straight getting a push like that. And we came off a 4, and we just hold it tight and see where we finished out, and we ended up sliding across to the finish line second. So we'll take that.
Tremendous race, man. I commend every one of you drivers tonight. You did not bring a caution out once. The only wreck you had was in the last 50 yards of the finish line. Unbelievable driving by all of you guys. Got to commend every one of you guys.
Yeah, that's pretty badass. We definitely have not had those races at Sim500 on the super speedways recently. Seems like it's been a lot of early wrecks, and typically my team, we kind of decide, hey, are we gonna sit in the back? Are we going to go up front? Are we going to race at all? Or are we just going to kind of wait till everybody else wrecks out? And tonight we just decided, hey, we're just all going to go up there and race. And it always plays out like it plays out anyways. So the fact that we were able to go green, get the green flag stops in there and work together was awesome. I'm just kind of looking at the end of the wreck there. That kind of probably could have kept it a little tighter to Justin, but then we got set up into the wall there and lost our momentum. But man, that was cool. That was fun.
I have to say one thing. You guys, all you guys in the Virginia 811 trucks, you worked so well together. I mean, you really did. You never let each other get too far in front of another person or too far behind or anything like that. You stayed together through the whole race. I have to commend every one of you guys. You did a great job.
Yeah, thanks. We're definitely good teammates. We work well, and Tommy is kind of the team captain, so to speak, here at the Super Speedways. He does a great job of telling us where we need to be and what we need to do to put ourselves in position to win the race. And I see Daniel got us at the line there, so we got third. I was sliding sideways. I didn't see him down there, but hey, podium finish. But yeah, I just got to thank all my teammates. I know we lost Jeff and Randy there. I'm not sure what happened on pit road, but we were able to work with Tommy and DJ, and like I said, we follow Tommy's lead at these places, and he wins a lot of these things and qualifies up front. So we just rely on his info to let us know what to do. And luckily, I think this is probably the first Super Speedway race I've finished in 5-10 years. So that I hate coming to these places, but when you finish better and get to race 3 wide for the whole race like that, and not have anything stupid happen, it makes it a lot more fun.
Yeah, congratulations on a nice third-place finish, and congratulations on continuing on in the playoffs in a good position.
Appreciate it. Yeah, good points tonight. So we'll take that into the next couple tracks and try to get ourselves in the top 6.
Yeah. All right, man. We'll see you next week.
Awesome. Thanks.
All right. As we pull our second place finisher, the regular season champion Daniel Fockingham in here. Daniel, you're with Nick and Randy in the booth. Heck of a finish again tonight. Second place finish came out of nowhere for you. You were sitting about 10th when you got the white flag. How did it feel out there tonight?
Yeah, it's just typical good old Talladega, I guess. But yeah, I was in a bad spot there with about 15 to go because I was just rolling the bottom, but I just had no help from behind. And then all of a sudden I got boxed in when Jimmy and Tyler decided to come down to the bottom, and then I just went backward from there because everyone all had the mow on the top and I had no push. So I had to get to the middle line as best I could so I could get a run, or at least try to do something up there. But it was gridlocked like the last 15 laps, so it was a struggle to like go anywhere. But thankfully, kind of the seat parted there on the white flag coming to the white. Like there was people hitting each other at the stripe, and then we managed to get to the bottom in 3 and 4, and then we missed all the wrecks from up top, and we came back and went from like probably like 10th to 2nd on the last lap there. So that's great points. I think we all started the same. Everyone had the same amount of points to start this round 2. So we're leaving Talladega, going back in the hauler clean. Got really good points, led some laps, got the bonus points there. So couldn't ask for anything else better coming out of Talladega.
Daniel, you know, I'm actually shocked that we're actually talking to you in a plate race because usually you do not have good plate races.
Yeah, I'm shocked myself. I'm shocked myself too because I mean usually I don't have the greatest luck, but I guess there's some races where the luck finally falls my way, especially like when the races matter, like especially with it being playoffs and stuff and how tight the points are. Coming out of Talladega with a out wrecking is good, and I think we finished 2nd the last time we raced here earlier this year, so 2 seconds is I would say is not too bad.
Yeah, good job, man. Rattle those thank yous out, and we'll get you on your way.
Sure. I gotta thank January 31st for Street Bay Left 207 for all they do, for all their support. Gotta thank Joey, all the admins who run the show, everyone who races each every week. Gotta thank Team Name for all they do, Chad, Pedro, Beasley, Josh, all of them. Glad we could semi-work together. We really were separated most of the race, so I really didn't have the help and pushes I needed at the end of the race, but it still worked out for us. But thanks all them. Thanks to Transervice for sponsoring the series. Shout out to Jimmy Coleman, who are winning the race. I guess I heard that was his first ever win Sim500, which I could have sworn he already won a race here, but I heard it was his first win here. So mega props to him. I know he's been doing this a long time, so it feels good for him. So very, very happy for him. I'm glad. I guess I'm glad I'm the guy that finished right behind him. So shout out to Jimmy, everyone at North Sports Racing, Preston Gilson, the whole crew over there, and all my teammates: Parker, Dan, Gary, Wyatt, Colton. We got a big race tomorrow night, the final race of Road to Pro, round 2, and we are on that cut line trying to make it to the Contender Series in the fall. So, hopefully we have some great luck tomorrow night, and hopefully we can pull off a big race to maybe get to Contender this fall, and hopefully can represent all these Sim500 folks over there. So, thanks everyone at North Sports Racing for letting me come over and do this. Thank you guys for the broadcast. Thanks to Cosmos Plastico Graphics for painting up my truck. Thanks to all the fans who watch us each every week, and thanks to friends and family for all their support.
Awesome, man, and good luck. We from Ghost Fire Media, we wish you the best of luck tomorrow night. Hopefully you make it through the cut.
I appreciate it. It's going to be a tough task, but I know I got a great team behind me that's capable of doing that. So hopefully we can go get the job done.
All right, we'll see you next week, man. Take care.
All right, thanks, Randy. Y'all have a good one.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. And where is he? Where is he?
Is he out partying already?
For the first time ever, we can welcome Jimmy Coleman to the booth as a winner here in the Sim500 Transervice Truck Series. Jimmy, you took the lead. You were up there in the front with about 10 to go. And you guys almost wrecked about 14 times. But you guys kept it straight for 88 laps tonight. You go home tonight a huge winner. How'd it feel out there tonight, Jimmy?
Man, it feels good to finally get that so-called monkey off my back. I've been close many times in this league and finally got it off. So I'm tickled to death. But that's just a testament to all these guys in the league. I mean, I hope it was as much fun to watch it as it was being in it, because I felt like we raced good and hard for 88 laps. So.
Hey, I want to jump in real quick, guys. And
Go for it, Joey.
Hey, here at Victory Lane, Jimmy's been in the league as his 376th start. He has been close to winning a race. I just want to jump up here. Jimmy's been an admin. He's been a great ambassador for the league. I just wanted to congratulate him on his first win. I know he's been after it, but good job, Jimmy, and thank you guys for the broadcast.
Appreciate that, man. Means a lot.
Jimmy, let me ask you something. What took you so damn long?
Buddy, if I knew the answer, I'd have all kinds of money. I'm telling you.
If he knew the answer, he would have won 376 races ago.
Yep. I've been close many times. I know I've had one finish and it was .0001 and got beat. So it's just kind of been my luck. And about 10 laps into this race, I felt like I could actually make a difference and actually get up in front. And I felt like a lot of times I was controlling the race. You know, even in the middle of the race, I had Macklin in front of me. I felt like I was controlling it pretty good and just made the right moves and had a little luck go my way there at the end. I got a little nervous when I seen everybody moving around, but thankfully I finally finished one.
So did you feel like the bottom line was the place you needed to be the whole night, or did you like the middle or the top, or what?
Actually, the middle was actually the best, but you had to have probably 2 to 3 guys who could really work together. If you had that, it was hard to stop. And, you know, that was the problem. It was hard to get 2 or 3 really to stick together. And you had to be bumper, you know, nose to bumper. And, you know, sometimes you just couldn't get that. But there at that last run on the bottom, I felt like with the guys in the middle, I felt like we could hold her on pretty good. And then right there at the end, it just so happened to work out when Macklin come down. I felt like there's my shot. So.
Yeah, when Macklin was out there running and just kind of pulling the field there, then when he pulled off, we were waiting for that to happen. We're like, I wish he would get out of there so he'd let you guys race. And when he did, that really evened up the field so we could actually see what you guys actually had. Holyfield definitely was giving you a shove there for the last, 5-6 laps there. Unfortunately, his luck of not finishing continued.
Yeah, no, a big one to him. I mean, I appreciate him committing to me and helping out. Like I said, yeah, when Macklin come down, I appreciate him doing that too. You know, he didn't have to do that. He could have kept racing, but that's a shout out to him to just help out and let us finish it. But like I said, Ron, a big one too. He stuck with me the whole time, tried to push me. I know I got a little loose at the end. I don't know if I caught the apron or what, but like I said, at the end of the day, I finally got this W, so I'm tickled to death.
Yeah, hopefully this opens the door for many more to come, because we know a lot of times once you get that first one, you get a little bit more comfortable when you start having things happen for you. So we wish you the best of luck. I know you want to thank some people because it's been a long time getting to this position. So please, sir, the podium is yours.
Yeah, appreciate it. First of all, P-Rod Towing, they've been on board with me since I started iRacing. So I appreciate them always sticking with us. And like I said, a big shout out to everybody in this league, man. It don't matter what series you're in, it's competitive. We've had some of the best racing we've ever had going on right now, no matter what. Whether if it's asphalt or dirt, it's competitive every race. So big shout out to all these guys. They're the ones who really keep me coming back, all the competitiveness in this. So that's what really keeps me coming back. And then all the admins, like I said, it's we all work together, do a pretty good job working together, keeping all this thing rolling. I think we got a good thing, and hopefully we keep it going. Appreciate Transervice being on board. Appreciate you guys, Ghost Fire Media, for doing the broadcast. Can't wait to go back and watch it. And just hope everybody enjoyed the show.
I think they will, man. You guys did a hell of a job tonight and put on one heck of a show. No cautions the whole entire race. So just that in itself at Talladega is an amazing feat, and we're very happy that you were the one that came across the line first tonight. Good to see a first-time winner after so many races win tonight. And bringing the Sim500 car to Victory Lane, or truck to Victory Lane, is also a big plus. So congratulations once again.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, Jimmy. Enjoy your week. We'll see you next week here on in GFM. Maybe we'll speak, conversate with you again in Victory Lane.
Let's hope so. Appreciate it, guys. We'll see you next week.
All right.
All right. Well, that was Jimmy Coleman, our winner. Victory Lane, winner, chicken dinner, Randy Pepper. What a win tonight for Jimmy Coleman. But, Randy, now we put our sights on next week at Richmond. We put our sights on the Richmond Raceway, an event that for many a year has caused people headaches, heartaches, heart palpitations, and has broken people's championship dreams over their knees. Like Stone Cold Steve Austin doing to The Rock at WrestleMania 3 times. And I'll tell you, next week could be very, very interesting.
Well, unfortunately, I will not be here to call that one with you. Unfortunately, I will be in Charlotte for the Roval race, working with the Pit Road Pickers, playing up there. So,
well, Randy.
So it's all you.
That's fine. You know what you can do now?
What can I do now?
Let's talk about the final results of tonight's event.
Let's
ready?
talk about that. I'm interested about the points. Did you figure the points out yet to see
the
what's
points
happened?
are not posted yet. The points will probably be they'll be next week. We'll talk about them next week.
All right.
The winner tonight, first career win in the Sim500 Transervice Truck Series and Sim500 in general. 367 races and counting. A huge win for Jimmy Coleman. Daniel Falkenham brings it home second. Good luck to him tomorrow night in the Road to Pro. Ryan Howard in third. Richard Beasley in fourth. Mike Kelly, the Turn 1 Heroes, number 2. Brings it home in fifth. Tyler Dalton in sixth. In seventh going to be Derek Myers. Eighth, Ron Holyfield. Ninth, Tommy Ryan. 10th, Scott Simley. 11th, Chad Coleman. In 12th going to be Dwight Beverly. Back in 13th, Pedro Mejica. 14th, Justin Fuller. 15th, Hamish Gallagher. 16th, Kevin Stone. Back in 17th is going to be Richard Swavely. 18th going to be Bentley Glazier. 19th, Charles Woods. 20th, John Eckhart IV. Back in 21st going to be Chris Sawyer. 22nd, E.J. O'Rourke. 23rd, John Mustian Jr. 24th, John Higman Jr. 25th, Brian Macklin. 26th, Doug Sigmund. 27th, Craig Martin. 28th, Brian Wertman. 29th, Joey Gattina. Back at 30th, Randy Yoakum. 31st, John Fowler. 32nd, Jeff Ryan. 33rd, Josh Parker. And 34th, going to be Jonathan Wiley.
Another crazy night of racing, but it was very, very clean in all itself. And next week we'll find out how the points, we'll talk more about the points. I'm sure Nick will talk more about that and watch how things shake out as we move along. I'll be back in 2 weeks here in the Sim500 Transervice Truck Series race. And tell you what, Nick, I hope you have a good time next week. I'm going to go hunker down because things are starting to get a little shaky around here in Daytona Beach as Ian is starting to make his descent on us.
Well, I'm going to go and pack up the Talladega Superspeedway booth and bring this stuff all with me to Richmond. I got to grab my...
Please return your stuff. I have been informed by Claire B. Lang that she'll need your stuff, and then she'll hand it off to Pat Patterson, who needs to take it on to the next race.
Well, I'm keeping my Cheez-Its.
You can keep your Cheez-Its, but Pat will need the rest of the equipment back.
I'm keeping this microphone that's here. I brought this from home, I swear.
Did you make sure you put the microphone condom on that tonight?
Yes. The condom was on the microphone, just in case that Ian decided to turn left and come over here to Alabama. I wanted to make sure it was protected. It definitely is. It's definitely not wet. I can promise you that.
All right, let's shake it out of here and get a move on, folks. You've been watching the broadcast of the Sim500 Transervice Truck Series on the Ghostfire Media Network. I'm Randy Pepper. That is Nick Adams. We will see you next time here on the Ghostfire Media Network.
Thank you for watching iRacing on the Ghostfire Media Network.